What you want now? What you need now? What you want now? What you need now? You say you want bacana, you come to the festival. Well, this thing called Carnival, man, it ain't easy at all. You say you must break away, you want to just bingole. It's match you come out to play, it's all that we had on day. You say you want nice music, you want that quick jam and wine. Anytime he on she on me, this one is for everybody. It's bacana, I had a done day. Festival, had a done day. Pretty girl, I had a done day. Carnival, had a done day. Istanbul, I had a done day. Red Juve, had a done day. Swing and sway, I had a done day. Tingole, had a done day. What you want now? What you need now? What you want now? What you need now? Don't fret it, don't sweat it. Bring your appetite here, wet it. This station, just nest it. What you worries act up, left it. It's the rhythm and the groove of the island. If you can't find it here, never find one. Jelly man, bring it style and bring it fun. Come to get the jam on, don't fun. Come front, step back, chest back. Mindset focus is slack. Find us people just like Jack. So the carnival time and the action max. Carnival, I had a done day. Pretty man, had a done day. Carnival, I had a done day. Watch the festival, had a done day. Night sunshine, I had a done day. Hot wine, I had a done day. Batman play, I had a done day. Break away, had a done day. What you want now? What you need now? What you want now? What you need now? Well, if you want to feel nice, just come down and take a slice. The vibes does be right down there. If you like it, you could stay. You can miss panorama, parade in the savannah. Take a jump inside a pet. It's all that you could get. You say you want nice music, you want that quick jam and wine. Anytime he on she on he. This one is for everybody. Big band brass, I had a done day. Old timers, had a done day. Israel jump up, I had a done day. Fun don't stop, had a done day. Israel good time, I had a done day. Jam and wine, had a done day. Israel woman, I had a done day. Man, it's 10 to 1, had a done day. What you need now? What you want now? What you need now?
What you want, what you need, what you want, what you need, what you want. Kindred got it. What you need, you know we got it. What you want, Kindred got it. What you need, you know we got it. Oh yeah, oh I got it all here. Everything you want now, everything you need now. Baby, don't ever stop now. Oh, everything you want now. What you want, oh I got it all. What you need now.
Yo,
Welcome, Black.
welcome Black, yo.
Yeah.
We are in the building. What is the scene?
Radio.
Well, you know, Sheldon is always first in front of the class. Sheldon has always been first in the class, boy. You ain't make no apples, boy, Sheldon, boy.
Well, we are Rapso Royalty in the house,
Yeah, man. Rapso royalty, Carnival royalty, Trinidad royalty.
but that song, 1997, boy.
Yeah, boy.
But here the first thing I want to make mention of now,
Yeah.
the fact that we are 3 men sitting down inside of here and everybody wearing local.
Oh, God. Very,
Yeah.
very important.
Karen Avon, God save the creative.
Yeah. Stokely.
You
Black
understand?
Power.
I have one Saga boy.
Yeah. I see you the man a lacking a saga boy.
And I rocking the latest saga boy.
Yeah.
Same day.
The kindred print.
This one did the real thing to me because it give me a kind of shadow vibe. I don't know about you. Just
Yeah.
I have the other.
I wanna make
Right?
this.
But this, this one did the real girl catch my boy.
Yeah, that
Because
print
the
that.
traditional characters, when I always laugh and tell Karen I get Lego late. My mother and them wasn't the one who was sending her 13, 14 years old out in Carnival and Juve and thing. The first time to try that I was about 15. We live in Sawa. About 10 minutes walk from the Quasi. Had a fluorescent green digital watch. Never forget. And they say you have half an hour.
Oh gosh.
I wonder if my mother eating today, boy.
Sure, she will come soon. She reach it.
That half an hour is from the time you're leaving.
Leaving,
Not the 10 minutes, something, no. So I had to go down in Sawa. Them time they used to block up the Quasi for
Right,
Carnival.
I remember it, I
right?
remember it.
Go down in Sawa. Lime, try and see
Yeah.
everybody, where everybody
Catch a
see
15
it.
minutes
Yes.
and then go back up the road.
And then go back up the road down.
By the time I was 15, I bust the tape already, man. I done storming fat and thing.
Oh God! Now we want to be the knock at that era, but we couldn't do them thing.
I was a good boy now, so they didn't used to keep them kind of close tabs on me, and then I used to do what I want. So sometimes I go in town, them days school pan is on Saturday, so sometimes I go in town for school pan. So it used to a school pan, and then it used to be big people pan final.
Right.
Same day?
Yeah, but one is in the day, and then they come back in the night. It didn't happen for too long. That must happen for 2-3 years.
Right.
Right, I already back in the 80s.
Right.
And time I stay for that school pan, I look in the hang around a little bit for the
The big
the
people,
big
pan.
people. No, I ain't go stay till the end, eh?
Yeah.
But by the time I reach home, my father in front of the door,
Where you was?
watching me kind of way. But I was like the third child. At that point, I might still be the last. I was the third child. So by then, all the vigorous parenting way out of them now.
That's a good way to put it. I go deal with that next time. I like that.
Right? So I was the first man, although I was the youngest, I was the first one with a key for the house.
Oh
All them kind of thing,
God!
because by that time, they done break in as parents now.
Yeah, I've been studying that
first
again.
youth, your thing, you're alright, your thing, don't
On
let
that
them touch the
microscope,
ground,
yeah.
your thing, and by the second time, by the second child, now you're watching them eat dirt and you're cool and so by the time they reach, so I was always heavily involved in the carnival. My parents know from the time carnival Friday.
I
come in town for best of the rest.
Yeah.
I come home, I catch a 2 hours sleep, I go on again Saturday. I come back home, Tico Skinner used to be in the back by me.
Yeah.
So I come back in time to catch a Tico Skinner.
Right.
Tico Skinner used to go so long, it was the original breakfast party.
Yeah,
right?
to the next
I used
day.
to go and sleep.
Come
and
on.
wake up and catch the feta again, right?
Aye,
On 12 o'clock midday Sunday, we still pumping.
Yeah.
Then I come in town for the March Gras.
Yeah.
I go storm the March Gras.
Right.
Then I come out for the Juve after that. When I done catch the Juve, who tell you I go in Belmont to see if I could catch Borokits and them coming out?
Boy Scouts.
Yeah, Borokits used to come out of Belmont proper.
All right. Okay.
Right? And then I come back. If I get too tired, I come back out for Monday night, man. I might sleep the whole of Tuesday until about 5-6 in the evening. Then I pump out again
Right.
to catch last lap. But
Last
you had
lap.
to touch them days is Princess Building grounds.
Yeah.
And then it had a little place on the corner where the ice cream place is out by the Savannah there. They used to call him Mamma Mia. There 2 things happening in them place. In the Princess Building ground, you get enough Jamaican dancehall.
Right.
And by Mamma Mia, you get the American thing. Don't set a Miami song. So all the youths and things hang out there now. Because, yes, carnival, but we still go catch.
We little vibe. Yeah, that we are accustomed to. Yeah.
I kind of, when you think about a piece of madness in the heart of the carnival, but sometimes I just tell people, I kind of prefer it so,
Yeah.
if it mean the flip side go work now.
Yeah.
So if you get a dancehall and hip hop and R&B and thing in the carnival, then it must mean that the Kaiso and soca must play right through too.
Yes. Of
You
course.
understand what I'm saying?
Of course. Of course. Well, you know that what we come to talk about today. Because I've been seeing, no, not just seeing, but feeling, how to explain that, boy, as we talk in the shop day last week, our kind of vacancy in the carnival, boy. Avoid is the best word I could use to describe it. You know? And when they start to talk to me and start to carry me down history road, I say, nah, boy, that conversation had to stop.
Yeah.
Because too much thing will come out there and the thing will come out here now.
Yeah.
So I say, right, let me bring him in the building. Let me talk about it here because, well, I play mass, I watch Pan, I watch Calypso. What I miss, boy? I miss Kiddies Carnival.
Well, Kiddies Carnival, you could have missed plenty because Kiddies Carnival is where the action is. Eh?
Right.
Eh?
So I had a tourist, a foreigner in my chair yesterday. He's a doctor and thing. He work in Mount Hope on exchange from England and wherever. And the man telling me, I said, well, how you enjoy the carnival? He said, well, I enjoy certain aspects of it. You know, I said, well, tell me what you expect your thing. He said, well, let me start by saying Carnival Tuesdays the worst. I said, well, what you mean? I said, you in play mass? Yeah. He said, but, and then he gave me the British. He said, man, we chip to the same 6 songs every 2 minutes. He said, I was fed up at that after we make the first block, I was fed up at that. And then he talk about he went Paramin, he dance to the Blue Devil and them, he do Kambule morning, and he talk about the cultural side of the carnival now, and he feel like that meant more to him than the pretty mass now. You know? So, I want to start off by saying as I feel like if something missing in the carnival, and as you rightfully say, Omari, it might just be the spirit of the carnival.
Yeah, well, it isn't necessarily missing, but here what happened, right?
Talk to me.
We had to go back to the foundation of the thing.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Carnival has always been, Trinidad Carnival, let me say that, has always been a place of contention, highly divisive. There was never a point in time where
It was
pretty
smooth.
mass link with the Kambule, or like we like to put it, the Mardi Gras Kambule,
Right.
always at one another truth.
Right.
And that you know,
Yes.
is years.
Right.
You're galling with that capture it and uptown fed, downtown fed.
Right.
We from the ghetto. Now,
Right.
people see it and don't understand what is the foundation of it. Now we have to remember that Carnival as we know it made up of 2 things, right? It made up of the European influence. And let me stick up in there, right?
Right.
People that say the European influence and it'll stop in Europe, right? But the European influence is really a North African influence, right? And by that I mean the original impetus for the carnival, farewell to the flesh, is an Egyptian
Practice.
fertility ceremony that had to do with Isis and Osiris. And we had to understand that the energy of that carnival has always been sexual, has always been, bacchanalia. And when the Romans and them come across, they take some of that back with them. So you get between Dionysus, between Bacchus, it come down, it went to Italy, it went to France.
Yeah.
And they bring it here. Right? So even the European one that they're saying is Europe, if you push back far enough, you realize that
Where
there's
it
an
come from.
Egyptian energy
Right.
that went across. Of course, it would have go through things in Europe.
Yeah.
And the Catholic Church wanting to kind of, they couldn't fight it. So they tried to cover it in our Roman Catholic vibes where they make it a thing that has happened before the Lent.
Right.
Excuse me.
Right.
So that is what come down when the French come to Trinidad through the settler population in 1780 something, right? When they tell them, hey, all you come, and when all you come, when all you bring enslaved people, all you will get 32 acres of land and 16 acres for every enslaved person you bring, and then they tell the free colored people, well, all you will get 16 and 8 for every, right? So, of course, man, in the end, that is here. So, Trinidad. And what happened is Trinidad population exploded in no time at all.
Right.
Before that, Trinidad was basically ignored by the Spanish crown, right? Sometimes it's all kind of 50-something years before they make attack back. And Trinidad was a kind of a point where they used to go and mobilize the people, the Spanish people, because they had no backup.
Right.
With the coming of the French, they bring the Mardi Gras vibes with them, the thing, right? In no time at all, the English come and say, hey,
We got piece of that,
What
yeah.
happened in Spain? And in them days, English bad on the water.
Yeah.
Right? So Spain had no answer for them. So Spain said, just cool now, you go ahead. Right? So we end up, and why I saying that is to set up the contention immediately, because now you have Spanish laws, a
Right.
French population
Right.
with English rule. That is already bacchanal. We don't start in bacchanal, right? We're rooted in bacchanal, right? The other side of that now is that the Africans who come, right? Not the slaves. We gotta get that correct. Africans who come,
right?
right?
Don't mix it up.
Them come. Remember, it's not any people they take. They will take musicians. They will take educators. They will take farmers. They will take scientists. They will take everybody. So thing coming to out of Africa.
Right.
So them watching what the French doing,
Yeah.
and in that they recognizing certain things because that thing that resemble. So when people saying we imitating, it's not necessarily imitating. Two things was happening. There was a point of recognition of some of the things, plus we parodying, not imitating. Right? Imitating is
It's
a
copy.
Yeah.
Right.
We was parodying a lot of the things they was doing. So that celebration happening also within the Kambule, Kambule, that's the one I just go with, right? Which is Kikongo for procession.
Right.
Not Kambule for the burning of the cane from Canbrule. Right? Some people just go that way. I just follow Dr. Maureen Warner Lewis, who had the book Guinea's Other Sons, and she established that Kambule could have come from the word procession. Right? Kikongo, which is where the space that a lot of we come from, right?
Right.
Anyway, them had a thing happening, and them thing used to happen around August the 1st. Somewhere in the middle 1800s, the authorities decide to bring the two things together.
Nah.
Right? The August the 1st celebration, which was the kind of emancipation thing, all that, and they pull it together and put it in the because me, if they find too much of bacchanal was happening, separate.
Yes.
Right? So they bring the two things together and force them together in a zone. Right? So of course now more bacchanal,
Pressure back.
right?
Yeah. More pressure building there.
Because now you have a situation where certain characters coming out. One, you have the Dame Lorraine suite,
Right.
which we just only really catch in the modern era. The big breast, big
bottom.
but it have all different kind. Grow lolo, grow tete, grow tet, grow right. All kind of bossy back, all kind of different. Where they exaggerating parts of the
body. Right.
Right, but they also doing a parody at the planter class.
Right.
Right? Then of course you have the blackening mass that happens everywhere. If you go Martinique, you see it. If you go Haiti, you see it. If you go most of the diaspora, you will see a blackening type of mass.
Like Jab Molasi.
We just call it that in Grenada, it's jab jab. It negos siwu, which is I suppose black syrup, sugar, because it's molasses. They used to cut it, right? So jab is from
the devil,
right? So jab, molasses.
Right.
So they used to cover themselves in that molasses. Some people, when they trace the origin, some people say is to honor the first, what they call the original ancestor. Another thing in that is to accent the blackness. So you hate me because I'm black. Well, now I'm over black.
Ultra black.
Yeah? I'm over black. And I'm blackening myself with the thing that you value the most.
Sugar.
What you're kidding me for.
Right. All right.
That's why I'm blackening myself.
All right.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, people doesn't understand the needles that could have put in a planter class because they just think about the space like now with lights and electricity and neighbors close together. But picture a plantation. And 40, 50 enslaved African or ex-enslaved African cover themselves in black beating drum with flambeau in front of your wooden house.
Yeah. You ain't coming outside.
Balling and thing, right?
Yeah, you ain't coming outside.
or they going through Port of Spain.
Yeah.
That is wooden buildings at the time. Right?
Yeah.
So that is, so of course, is needles and
Yeah.
having problems with that.
Right.
And after the slavery was abolished and all that kind of thing, and you have the Port of Spain now is a melting pot because people want to go back to the plantation. We trying to get that plantation. We tell that get that chain. No, you can say what you want. Get that chain up before we not going back.
We ain't going back there.
but it's hard to make it in the city.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So, of course, the barricade situation happened.
Mm-hmm.
Real substandard living,
Taking place.
but also a building a family, a bond.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say family and bond, people just feel like we mean it was all hunky-dory and then you start cuss out. They cuss out like any family.
Yeah.
But the foundation of the thing is all are we here suffering.
Yeah.
So let me see how we can make this thing work.
Yeah.
Because one room little thing, eh?
Mm-hmm.
When you come out, you think you throw your posy there, you throw your thing, so it's plenty suffering, disease, potential. But within all of that, a thing start to develop where you hire boy men, right? You hire your singers, your chanter, you chant well.
Yeah.
You had the musicians, you had the ladies making the food and thing.
Right.
And within that, of course, you know how uptown people start the action down there, so we work piece of that, so they start to come down now to want to get in.
Yeah, to see how they could
Right?
benefit from that.
And not only that, they go pay a little somebody gate, and so the jamet, which come from diamet, below the line,
Right.
right? So Mendersfield jamet is woman alone. Jamet class was man and woman.
Man and woman, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the jamet class started to realize, hey, this thing we could make $1. And that would have developed into later on the Calypso tent, all the different things they pay for.
Right.
So Carnival always had a financial aspect to it,
Right.
right? But the tension was before pre-emancipation, it didn't used to have that much Africans on the street. They used to
Right.
tell you it didn't used to have none, but Chuck does, Dr. Hollis Liverpool come and disprove that. Dr. Louis Regis disproved that in certain papers.
Right.
I could link the crew to after, right?
All right.
They disprove that. They show you where, and how they show you to, they show it in a highway. They show it from a white man account at Carnival before the emancipation. And if the white man, he didn't try to make we look good. The white man was saying, oh God, look at them how they get on singing lewd songs. And the thing and look at them with disgusting behavior and bam, 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 bam.
Right.
But the thing is, this is before emancipation, so it proves that the Africans used to be on the streets before, but
Before,
they didn't
right.
used to dominate the street.
Right.
Right? That at that point in time, the planter class with the balls and the thing and the ooh and the thing, right? Them in control. There's stories of a woman who come out, a white woman who come out in a thing. How far them used to go? Them used to like the carnival too, right?
Right.
She get a seamstress to sew in pockets into she gong, little pockets, and each one of the little pocket, that kind of lace thing, had a firefly in it, or we just call a candle fly.
Candle fly, yeah.
So when she come on the scene now,
She light up.
She light up. To imagine this in 18 something, right?
Oh,
She light up.
that will be
They say she shut down the ball, and all the white woman and them get vexed, so she because nobody could have thing, and the thing had to done right. So that just gives
Yeah.
us to show how them used to take the thing.
Serious, yeah.
But after the emancipation now,
Yeah.
the Jamet class come and take over the mass.
Right.
Full. So now them is spectators and the thing, and only role now is to watch and clutch the pearls.
So by now it moved from August.
Yeah, don't move already.
All
Right?
right.
Because we talking this all 1860 something coming forward.
Right, all right.
Right?
Yeah.
So what you find happening is that the same kind of complaints again now. Oh my God, look at this thing, look how they is in the
They're
road.
naked,
they're
yeah.
naked, look at the kind
Only
of song they're
bouncy,
singing,
yeah.
and all that. Same thing, if you go back and look at the papers in the National Archives, you could go in the National Archives and see for yourself.
Right.
Letter to the editor and thing. The very same thing we hear now,
Right.
used to be here and then. But part of that used to be because the Jamet class, my work, my thing is to, you can't be comfortable. I want to disturb you.
Right.
You understand? So sometimes the Jamet and them come out and they lift up the dress or they lift up the top and it's breasts and bottom and vagina and thing in these people's face because not lewdness for lewdness sake, but because we want
Rebellion,
you to clutch
yeah.
your pearls.
Yeah. We want you uncomfortable. Yeah.
Don't feel
We
right?
come to line with all
And
it.
it's also the point in time, just like now,
Yeah.
where you could do them thing and get away with it.
Right.
Right? Right? You could make a statement against the heads, and Carnival is a kind of place where they just kind of have to allow it because them and all realize, well, hey, this is a venting point.
Yeah.
If we don't let them
Let that valve, yeah.
release here, something could happen. So sometimes they just kind of, they used to still fight against it, you know.
Right.
But sometimes they used to allow certain things to pass and then pass a law. The thing. So the dancehall ordinance and them thing is laws that they pass to prevent Calypsonian from singing white people business and things. So that's still on the books, mind you. Right? The same set of laws that they trot back out this year and everybody hold
The chest, yeah.
same thing. That they only change, like in them days used to be lorry and cart and thing. Now they change it to vehicles but it's the same set of laws that on the book sense whenever. So when people clutch in their purse, they have to know them laws from a long time.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Right? But it come with a purpose. So what I'm saying, at the end of the day, you have two things happening.
Right.
Mardi Gras, the Kambule.
Right.
Kambule, let me say by 1919, they realized we have to get this thing under control. Like when they take it to the savannah and they start to use competition now
Right.
to control
Squeeze
the
out
thing.
certain things.
Yeah, because remember, our competition does dictate
Order.
rules,
yeah.
and also what is rewarded.
Right.
So, for instance, if I say, like the Pisangli masquerade, which is the one that used to do with the posy, and sometimes they put beer or yellow liquid, and they put the chocolate in there to make it look like thing.
Like shit, yeah.
Right? And the women used to do the menstrual thing. Sometimes they redden up the thing and come out on they didn't like that at all. They was disgusted by that. So, all you have to do is stop rewarding Pisangli mask. So when I realized, wait, I play in Pisangli, but the man who playing devil only winning the competition. And he getting a piece of money.
I go down devil too.
You understand?
Right.
So that is how this is control. And here how strong competition is, I'm bringing it to the modern era so we go understand.
Right.
Before Soca Monarch, it only had Soca. Halfway down the Soca Monarch journey, somebody in the organization decide we have to do groovy soca and power soca. What everybody does call it now?
International.
No, just call it
Power and groovy, yeah.
power. That come out of a competition. We never say that.
True.
That is not organic.
True.
So that is the power of a competition to control the narrative of a thing. So now the slower soca is known as groovy, and the faster soca. No way, no musician, nobody who concerned with it ever say that.
Yeah.
The organizers of the Soca Monarch say that.
Then break it in two.
And because the Soca Monarch was so big and powerful, everybody fall in line because it had millions of dollars on the thing. So if I win $1 million for singing a groovy soca, bet your bottom dollar is groovy.
That's right.
Right? And so that is the power competition, and that is what you find happening. It's happening in the calypso. Anything that is rewarded, you will find people in it happening in
Conforming,
the pan.
yeah.
So certain people realize, wait, there's certain kind of arrangements they like.
Yes.
We go there.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
And so between the rules and the rewards in a competition, you could control that thing.
Right.
Now, the powers that be always trying to control the carnival, they succeed at a certain point, but carnival have a kind of energy that don't allow them to totally control the thing. So you always find that even though the carnival now very commercial, it have pockets of the carnival that just real.
Yeah.
Right? It's just real, and you can't put no saddle on it to try to break it or ride it no way. And so you have the situation. I don't really fight pretty mass because I find pretty mass is mass too.
Tapet place, yeah. Tapet place.
But you have to watch when one kind of conglomerate have about 15 band.
Yeah.
It means that them could set a trend.
That is what happening.
Right? And no way even in business, no way monopoly does get away just so you do all kind of business when it's a monopoly.
Yeah.
All in the big dirty stinking US.
Yeah.
Right? When it's a monopoly, they just say
Gotta break that.
break that
Because
up.
all they're doing, most of the time, a monopoly doesn't do things to benefit.
The benefit,
Yeah.
the
Make
masses.
money because I always tell them I want to say this, because you see you say that, and I tell the people who ball all they fight. No, I'm not against. I always tell Karen this. I'm not against nobody making the money.
Of course.
Yeah, well, I want to say that again.
Clear.
I'm not against nobody making the money.
Yes.
My problem is coming when you doing things to make money and to make more money that is detrimental to other people
making them.
Yeah.
and other people making the money. You understand?
Right.
And this is my problem with that.
And so as we talking money, I always tell people that we have to understand this and listen to what I'm saying carefully. Carnival have business in it, but carnival is not a business.
Amen. Ashby.
Right? Carnival have business in it. But carnival is not a business.
And this is what we have to reiterate to more black people who trying to look at everything through the eyes of business.
No, you can't do it so because you see Carnival very important to we. Carnival is the foundation of the society in Trinidad and Tobago. You could like that, you could like what I say, but you got to lie down right next to it because it's a fact, right?
Yeah.
And here why is a fact. Even if you do participate in the Carnival, it dictated how we develop and it also dictates how you behave now. Because even if you're going on your church camp, even if you're taking the opportunity to do some work, even if that is in response.
So
So
not
big
one.
not
But
one to the carnival.
But let me get a joke now. Let me get a joke now. I see Mendoza was posting something last week, right? And this one had my week, boy. All the lamb blazing the carnival, right? And I devil this and I that and then nasty and all kind of thing. I'm going to church camp and getting pregnant.
But yeah, listen to me. Everybody know.
Parental discretion is advised.
Everybody know how notorious Victory Heights was.
Oh,
Everybody.
nice.
No, but everybody, right? And you
What's
see,
that?
But Ben looking forward to going camp for that.
yeah.
Real bush behind me.
you mean?
So we had to be real with ourselves. And you see, in African spirituality and African cosmology, we don't separate the sacred and the profane, right? We don't take them things as separate. Life is life, right? And so because we come up under Abrahamic religious kind of order, people as well, my God, and the thing and this and that. But when you really think about it, right? When you really think about it, objectively, dispassionately, the kind of things that them Abrahamic religions does want we to ascribe to and believe. Sometimes on a worse level than what the kind of thing they're talking about. This is Obia and that is Obia and thing. I want to know what is the difference between understanding your Obia or going and say two novena and lighting some candle and saying this and that. It's the same thing. It's process certain thing you believe you're right.
Yeah.
And you're operating, you're calling on certain energies and things.
Yeah.
Why it different?
Yeah.
Right? But I don't want to stray too far, right? So
I just want to hail out some of, we are real
Yeah, boy, the house
real
full
people in
today,
the house.
boy.
I see my mother reach mommy.
Hey.
Yeah. Mr. CEO Dwayne Davison.
Aquino, Jason, my wife. Who's BW? I know who's BW, but we're here.
One
We here.
blessings, man.
We here.
Osvaldo.
Chef.
Chef in the house.
Yeah. Crystal. Jamil. AKA Academy.
Coach.
Yeah, coach.
Coach.
And Aaron not reach there.
Yeah,
A little later, Aaron, you have to bring something to eat next week.
One of the things that what we wanted to fall into all of this was a discussion we was having one of your clients and then they was talking about Joffrey.
Yeah.
We was talking about that vibe, that energy now, it feel like it,
It miss.
And I'm telling them, I say, you don't understand how certain things you do, the energy you put out, is radiating, I know, imagine.
yeah.
So, what energy, the party that you had a slave to go behind, what energy you go in that party with, as opposed to the party that it's $200 to go, and you're comfortable paying that, and you're thinking that. You're going with a different energy.
Yeah.
The energy that you're going the party to try and impress people with different from the energy that you're going the party to really like yourself.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I see Omari and them there, we go like we sell me and Karen this are the best babash thing.
Yeah, yesterday I told my wife that I say I are lower than all, right? So I know when it had absolutely no fashion in them kind of party, right?
Yeah.
I know that too. I only enough to know that too.
Yeah,
Karen
we
enough
know
to
that.
too.
Men come in, half of the men come in sponsor jersey,
Yeah.
right? They may even bother in the because they know it's madness. You come in at jeans and sneakers,
Yeah.
you tie something on your head,
Yeah. And 9 out of 10 times you're leaving that fit beer back.
You understand? You come pumping. I used to wear a rusty short pants under my jeans so I could have tie my money.
In
In the string, yeah.
String.
Yeah.
I know when you're going there,
course,
you
I
could
get-
come
I-
out without your wallet.
Memories.
I get taken army feta
Yeah, so you
Serious.
could come out. So I used to put my thing, I tie at 200 or 300,
yeah,
and pull that
tight,
down inside
yeah.
and put on my pants over that.
Yeah.
Because there's action.
Yeah.
You ain't come there. You understand?
Hey,
You come
I
there-
telling them, I always tell Karen, I say, all the shit we dress here for me is spectacles.
Yeah, but that is it.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why people so busy watching decoration and studying the food and the party and all them things, because
What?
Like
Yep.
I tell people, it coming back wrong because those things, and you see, we in a time where the ridiculous become normal, right?
Yeah.
So we start off with VIP. Now we have VVIP and Ultra VIP
And Diamond and all kind of
things.
things.
So and it's a kind of mindset where we want to be
Better than.
more exclusive and even more exclusive than that, right?
And in the exclusivity, it have exclusivity because you see what going with the mass.
Well, right, and so you want everybody can't be like me, and we had a kind of check how far that could go, right? Because you could only be so exclusive, right?
Yeah.
After you come
After you go end up by yourself,
you're going to end up home in your house eating your food again, right? Because now nobody around you. That's real exclusive, right? so
Well, boy,
so
elitism. Somebody comment here.
Hey, OT, where is the seed, my brother?
It's true.
Yeah.
And the sad thing about it for me, of course, I will only deal with the white scene around me, which is from us black people. We real buy into it.
Yeah.
We buy into it, making other people wealthy.
yeah, but that I just say the education is a hell of a thing, and I'm talking formal education, right?
Right.
Understanding ourselves, right? We allow ourselves to be put in a situation where supporting our community feels wrong, right? And I want to candidly say that we will watch every other community do it, right?
Admire it.
Admire it, and when we start to talk about it, the first thing I just get is, "Oh, yeah, this race thing. Everything is not race. I don't see no race, you know. He's Trinidadian and his thing, and that cool. In Trinidad, we have a beautiful thing, but I just always say, you cannot, right? You cannot."
Yeah, somebody from Illinois in the house.
From
R.I.B.
a point of
Goodness.
strength. If you're scattered now,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so, for me, I just make a conscious effort to support businesses in my community, people in my community, right? Simply because it is how we grow. Now, I one of the excuses that from the time you say that, two people just come up with it. I'm not taking bad service from nobody. Nobody asking you to take bad service.
Boy,
Right?
our partner, he's sickening with that boy.
But I just see how forgiving they are
For the other communities.
for the other, and not just sometimes community. Sometimes it's the conglomerates. That's not even a community. It's just a
brand.
A brand, right?
Yeah.
So they go take choppiness from that,
Yeah.
and then want to hold you to a high standard. It's the same thing they just do the artists and them down, the musician down,
Yes. Yes.
right? We go take all kind of thing from hip hop people, dancehall thing, and they are Calypsonian sing other thing now. Wasuka man, they want to examine that with a fine tooth comb.
Yeah.
right.
Like what they're doing Coco right now.
All them kind of thing,
Yeah.
and they will take it from
Everybody
all kind
else.
of people. So we had to understand that loving yourself and loving your own is not wrong. It's not a crime. It's not racism.
Yeah.
It's not none of them things.
Yeah.
It is good common sense, and it is the only way we will move forward.
Yeah.
It is not to the exclusion of nobody.
It's not.
Correct.
Right? But we have to understand, hey, when you look at, you just have to go and look, so you just feel that it's just happening. So
No.
we have a way we afraid one another, right? We and it's a saying that is always see, we living like crab in our barrel. And I always tell people, there was somebody who said, well, yeah, that because crab not supposed to live in a barrel. So those bad talk the crab and them bad talk the situation that had them in a barrel, who put them in the barrel.
Yeah.
And if we recognize that we are supposed to be in a barrel, then crab in a barrel, it will be a factor no more, because we will know.
We have to get out of here.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
And we
have to
can't
get
get
out of
over
here.
ourselves.
Correct.
And so we have a fear of one another. Right? We do like to do things with one another. I try this with my brethren and I get burned.
So I ain't doing it with nobody again.
How much girl break your heart before you find the one you with now? Right? Just go back, bro. Right? There's no to try, continue to try, right? So we can't just say it are imps in every situation. You
Right.
cannot let imps
Stop.
deter you from your
ultimate goal.
Your ultimate goal.
Yeah.
And we have to look at at how we deal with one another. I just tell people, I say, let me tell you something. The last thing I want is, even if I nut on somebody, if me and like them, the last thing I want is something bad for them.
Right.
Right? I find for me to wish something bad or rejoice in something bad happening to somebody, just take plenty of my energy and me have time.
I ain't have time for that neither.
Right?
Yeah.
If I find you're on stupidness, you're just out of my zone, you be good over so. Right? But I not actively going
Today.
to hope or action something that will put you in a situation.
Yeah.
Right? And I think we had to come to the point now where we realize after a while they see the people who hire your back, who hire your thing. And if you are brethren, if you lineman with a squad,
Yeah.
right through, and at some point or they say, hey, let me start a business, or not everybody is business people, let me see what we could do to better this place.
Yeah.
Then all you're wasting time. Then all you're wasting time. If you want to set up brethren and all your only thing is to lime,
Yeah.
there's something wrong
Something
with
wrong.
that.
You have to
After
check
a
that
while,
circle,
because,
yeah.
Because for me, all right, all your lime many years. All you ever take 2 minutes to say, boy, you know it has some youth who are nothing. Let me pop school opening back. Let me pack 2 bags with school supplies and get that way. You ain't have to know multi-million-dollar thing.
No.
But as a squad, as some brethren, you have to say, hey, you know it have a space that we could start a little business. Or and let me tell you something, it has certain thing I just do. I have some brethren. Our brethren in the glasses business.
Right.
He go just come in, we group, he go say, hey, I want to get some children some glasses. I just need to pay for the test. What you could do. Everybody go jump out. People from foreign, people from thing, send the money to him. He go test all of them eye and he go pay for all the glasses, get them the glasses. He go say, look what happening with thing. A whole class of youth, 3-4 class of youth who was struggling to see the board now have glasses.
Right.
None of we in that group is no multi-millionaire.
No.
But we take the time. Sometimes I watch a little youth doing something on TikTok. I realize he's struggling with the phone, the thing. I shoot a call to my brethren and say, hey, let me see what we could do for this youth. Right? We pull up, we buy some camera equipment, some little thing, bam, bam, bam. I contact him. I send that to him.
Right.
That is a normal thing for we.
Yeah.
Right?
That's how it's supposed to be.
That is a normal thing. No, I'm saying this not for no, hey, good,
No.
big up and nothing. But just to say, and
It's
we've been doing
possible.
that for years.
Right.
Right? And it had days I broken. Right? But when I have my little bit and your little bit and thing little bit could be plenty for somebody.
True. Very true.
And we can't stand up and watch. So for me, it's not just about working together in starting our business, but also working together to say, hey, that youth man like barbering boy.
Yeah.
We ain't go just send him by you.
Yeah.
We go say, hey, let me put some money for either you to train him or you to find somebody to train
To train him, yeah?
Right?
Yeah.
Them kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that you gain a man a life skill. He's seeing
Teach him to fish.
Yeah, and also he's seeing community come together and surround him. Right?
That has changed people's mind, yeah.
That's important when a community come around and say, hey, we want to lift you up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, in between that, you go get some people who are ungrateful, you know, but that can't stop the thing.
Nah. No way.
That can't stop the thing because it's one by one we have to build one another.
Correct.
One by
See,
one.
when those I say that is the way to nice up Trinidad, that's something he's pushed to now.
All the time.
Yeah, we can't. You see, we have a way where everybody does want to dip their head and be on themselves.
Yeah.
But no matter who you, let me say, I decide, you see that big thing on Trinidad, bam, bam, and I build my thing. I could build a wall high like that little building.
Yeah.
When them ready to come for me,
I'm climbing
I'm
over
climbing
that.
over that wall.
you understand?
Easy.
So you can't exist by yourself, no matter amount of money and success you have. If the whole society around you falling apart,
Yeah.
How you
ain't
gonna
stand
enjoy
up.
it?
Yeah, you ain't gonna be able to enjoy it.
how you going to enjoy it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of times, people say, well, everybody has to take personal responsibility. Personal responsibility is a thing, but that's easy to say when you high up, and sometimes you go say, boy, I start off with nothing. The days when you start off with nothing, different from the days are nothing now, you know.
True.
Something we'll be saying there.
Very true, boy.
You understand?
Very
Sometimes a
true.
youth want to, but the circumstance not allowing them. Every time he try, he turn, so he buy a thing, he turn, so he do a thing, he turn.
Yeah.
And
It's just
all
fight.
it takes sometimes is a word from you.
Yeah.
Hey,
Don't give up.
don't give up. Or, hey, watch this, come. Let me show you this form. This is what you could do. Or even, you see a youth wiping a glass, sometimes they irritating you, but sometimes you're watching a man and you know he out there pulling that thing on that windshield because, hey,
If he didn't do it,
you know what I mean?
he pulling something else.
So we had to, I know we stray far from the carnival, but this is important. We have
It's important.
I could tie back that to what we talking about with the carnival.
Yeah.
In terms of me and Karen was talking about bringing back things in the community.
Yeah. But that's why I do this carnival. I didn't give nobody else my money. It's Prime I give my money.
You understand?
Because Prime is a man have a mass band. About 300-400 people in the band. But I really enjoy myself.
You understand?
1, because it's my brethren. 2, because I had other school friends in the band. And 3, it's my people. So it only had we in the band. The vibe was nice.
And I always tell people inside the carnival have the solution to the majority of the problems, right? As a society. People let's hear that and wonder, well, we talking about inside the carnival, the drunkenness, the people to wine and fall down. No. Look at some of the things we does achieve in the carnival with all the shoppiness that went on. You see Tongue Wednesday morning? Tongue was clean.
Yeah.
This after hundreds of thousands of people stink it up.
Yeah.
If we have the ability to keep Tongue clean after hundreds of thousands of people stink it up,
Yeah. Why?
it means that somewhere inside of there's a system that we could put in place because we just put it in place for Carnival that Port of Spain could be clean every day. Right? While we working on changing people's attitudes about littering,
Yeah.
we have people, but we doesn't watch them things in the Carnival. We doesn't watch
The systems.
and watch at Juve morning. Juve morning, the particular band I just play Juve in, sometimes it had 2 women topless. Paint and a thing. Nobody do interfere with them. And more than nobody do interfere with them, nobody can interfere with them.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
Because in that space, the men and them,
Them having that.
right? So it means then that in that moment, men does understand that no matter what woman have on or a have on,
Yeah. Nobody ain't supposed to interfere
nobody
with
is
them.
supposed to interfere
That
with
when
them.
we band too, yeah.
And so it's not that it's a foreign concept to men, but what it and so if we so this to me this is the thing we should be studying in university and UTT and UE and thing. What it is in that moment. What is the thing we could extract in that moment that gives men the understanding that they have to protect the sisters and also regardless of what a woman have on, she not asking for it.
Yeah.
What is in that moment? And so somebody maybe in society or someone of them kind of thing could look at the moment that has happened,
Yeah.
and see if we could extrapolate a lesson in that we could spread that out wider and year round. But we don't look at Carnival in that way. We just always look at Carnival. I just tell people another simple example. Every year we have tall music truck going through town.
Right.
By now we have to know, let we do a campaign to bury all them wires and them in town, them electrical wires. That will do 2 things, right? It will mean that immediately Port of Spain becomes a more beautiful space.
Yes. That's now the sky clear.
Right. And secondly, now that problem solved.
Yeah.
So if we angle towards Carnival and people will buy that millions of dollars, yes, but
So
it's
what?
millions of dollars that you could spread the benefit of
Over time.
Over time. And so we do look at Carnival for them things, even security wise.
Well, let's
Security wise.
pause there for a second now, brother. Why is it in Trinidad and Tobago? Now, I don't know if that's how they look at these things outside of Trinidad, right? You have to spend money to solve a problem, right?
Yeah.
But a problem will get solved. How it is we only talking about the amount of money to spend, not the benefits of when
the
we
self,
spend
yeah.
our money.
Yeah.
You see, because we like to, let me tell you something. People that say Trinidad have a carnival mentality as a kind of insult. I just take that as a rank. A carnival mentality means that people already planning
Next
Carnival
year.
2025, designers and things,
Yeah.
people who work in. So for that 2 days, for we to get on bad and wine in the road, it does take months of preparation, thousands of hours of work and planning.
Correct.
So a carnival mentality that it just try to push we down for is because you're seeing the final product.
Yeah.
It come like a movie.
Yeah.
When you see the movie, it's an hour and something, 2 hours tops, right?
Yeah.
It's months of shooting.
Yeah.
And sometimes years of editing and special effects and thing going into it.
Correct.
So it come like you're judging the thing on that 2 hours alone, when in fact people been working putting in the thing, it is serious. The business of Carnival is serious in the sense of, and not business economics, but the business of getting the Carnival done is serious.
Yeah.
And we have to look at even the security that has happened for Carnival, right? When you look, not the security with the men who hold in the rope and thing, right? But the security of...
You come and say the Carnival mentality equal full-time project management.
Exactly. Right? And when you look at how the armed forces does communicate with one another in that moment, it means then that
it could work.
Something in there, and again, we need somebody to go in and say, all right, what it is we just do for Carnival that has allowed this kind of rapid response, that has allowed thing, that has allowed this, that has allowed the communication, that has allowed it. What?
That can't work outside of Carnival.
Cannot work outside of Carnival. Of course, there will be some obvious things, but there will be some little tricky things that we could pull out again. But we don't study the Carnival like that. We just prefer to talk how the Carnival lewd and how it's just a bunch of drunken people and why we just shut down the country for this nonsense and all them kind of thing we just talk when we don't understand the power. Remember, Carnival in its origination, right? Right? Let me look at the August celebration. It was about fighting for manhood, emancipation, resistance, rebellion, standing up against the colonial project. Right? That is what we built on, you know.
Yeah.
That is what we built on. We built on every time they take something away from we.
Yeah.
Or you can't drum, we give them tambu bamboo in the blood. Eh?
Yeah.
Well, you can't have tambu bamboo, we start to beat the metal. Anything we big pan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All coming on. There is a part of the history that the fans are
tell you.
spoken enough, you know. All that, all them instruments we do there, just because we know to one.
You understand
I
what
tell
I'm
you.
We
saying?
didn't stop use the music. We didn't stop with the music, you know.
No, we never stop.
And so we had to understand the power in that. When we're talking about people, we like to go Singapore, and Singapore had the Singapore. We had that. But people just fight it down and then wonder why we are using it.
Yeah.
I just tell people, as a businessman, if I had to train my managers and them had to go and look at a pan side operate for Carnival. Them had to see how you just bring people to order.
Yeah.
How you just make people, give people tasks in different sections and then bring them together to serve the whole.
When I play pan, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
But we ain't gonna look at pan as a business teaching tool.
No, I don't see a thing. I don't see a thing.
Them go and beat the pan players.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But if you had to run a Fortune 500 company, I assure you, if you look at a big pan side and you watch at how, watch me.
But Renegade show them that.
People that be bang, 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 bang.
Pan, you had quiet.
Silence.
From spectator to player. Quiet.
That's that kind of level of discipline that they feel we don't have.
Yeah. Correct.
Nobody never look at poetry that and show you that, you see.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So inside our we festivities is the solution to the
Plenty
kind
of the
of
problems.
society they want.
Yeah.
But because it's there,
Yeah.
they ain't looking there for the solution at all. Because it can't come from there. It
Nah,
can't come
could
from
never
the
be.
grassroots.
Could
it
never.
can't come from Carnival. It can't come from Pan, Kaiso and Mai. It cannot come from there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Somebody and somebody had to come flying from somewhere. Some university, somebody to tell them that now.
Yeah.
And
And
we
then
say,
they go accept it. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But and that is the reality of what Carnival could be.
Yeah.
And there's not to discount that the fact, yes, it's nakedness and whining and drinking and alcohol. That is part of it too. But that is also part of life. I just tell people, I was a Malcolm X fanatic. And then it hit me. And that used to make me serious. Everything was Malcolm X thing back. But then I say, Malcolm X must have paused to tackle his wife.
Because you were 4 5 children.
He must have enjoyed himself and
At some point,
pelt lyrics and party and
Yeah.
things. Like life.
Yeah.
Life is that too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So even as a revolutionary, you must pause because
Yeah.
life is living.
Yeah.
And we have a way we like to separate the thing. Like if we mustn't enjoy ourselves. If I want to drag my bamsi in the road for 2 days, very
That's my
much so,
business, yeah.
Because
That's my
I'm a man
business.
working hard.
Hard, yeah. Yeah.
No, but you know what? I let that too. Did they see you operate in a certain way?
Yeah.
There is no, that's a no nonsense, man. He's serious about what he doing.
Yeah.
And because of that, they put you in that bracket.
Yeah.
But it goes back to what you said earlier on about where we get reviews from. That the Abrahamic
Yeah.
religions and them.
A kind of binary.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So when they see Adashiki Adashiki and my big chain in a party, my big wooden chain in a fete. I in Marshall Monday.
Yeah.
And then, like, you just take up. I was like, yo, I teach you all how to do this, you know. Understand what we saying here, right?
Yeah.
Even today, when we look at videos on the internet,
Yeah.
it does have festivals happening in different parts of Africa, in the villages. We ain't talking about a town thing or city thing. That when you watch it and you listen to it, it sounds like something related to Carnival.
Yeah.
Of course, but when you look at all the masquerade thing, of course the Mokojambi come direct, but then you see you recognize the Pero, that chip up thing. It's in a lot of the African masquerade. You recognize the animal masking. So you have cow mask, you have the Borokisha, all them thing, and coming now, you have all these influences in Trinidad, right? So you have East Indian, you have Chinese, you have all them thing in the mask too, right?
Yeah.
All that coming Carnival too.
Right.
The European thing is there, but like I tell people, the heartbeat of Carnival and why it survived so long is that Kambule. Right?
Oh, like the show all you. Just get a click. Just get a click.
One thumbs up all you. Oh
That is
God.
all.
Please.
That will help we. Yeah.
Right? The Kambule is critical to this thing because it recognizes, you understand what happened, and not just the Kambule riots is the tip of the spear, right? Where these people with baton, with the bois. Remember them English and them had the gun and the thing and the horse and all kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
And them get beat back.
With stick.
Right? No, it's not to say they not casualties on the other side and
Correct.
and the next year they answer back and they try to lock down the thing, but they never
Suppress it.
succeed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's a reason for that. And listen to me, I tell people you have to study the origins of Carnival to understand what's happening now. Right?
Yeah.
Because many of the borderlines that we have in town now is ancient borderlines from them days. Right? Where you had the Maribons and the different kind of groups, you know what I mean? If you look at the book from Dr. Liverpool, Rituals of Power and Rebellion. You went through that whole thing and show you where the Port of Spain was divided. This street could not cross that street. And what we seeing today?
Same thing.
It's the same thing. Right? So if we have a historical understanding, then you say, all right, this is what, and then you start to be able to tackle issues.
Because you understand the root.
Because you understand the root of it, right? I always tell people the tension between grassroots and police in Trinidad comes from a colonial project that they undertook. Two things that they do in the colonial time to try to lick up our thing, right? Now, we have to understand that patois, right? The French patois was the original language at Trinidad and Tobago. That was the first unifying language.
Right.
Because of the cedula, when the French settlers come, and then the African people, and then it have a bit of Bhojpuri and thing in it too, right? So that language, right, where we get words like Blanchishes and Chumakak and Bati Mamzel and thing from, right? And we just still talk like that because we just say, you go do that, we? Right? That is the French Creole. That language was powerful, but when the English come, they didn't like that. Right? They didn't want to part of that. So what they do is they bring people from Barbados to be teachers. Right? Which is why plenty of we have Bajan heritage. Right? They bring them to be teachers, to teach in English alone.
Yeah.
The other thing they do was they bring Bajans to be police. So there was always a kind of resentment between the people in Port of Spain because they bring these Bajan people to police them now, to oversee them. So they always had this tension between police and the Jamettes because one is, at that point in time, is a foreign entity you bring into the space with a different kind of culture to come to govern we business now in the sense that how we under control. Right? So that is why that tension is there now. If you understand that tension, if you understand that it was birthed out of mistrust from jump, right?
You'll see why it is how it is today.
And then you could start to deal with it. But was from jump, which is why my colonial given name is Ashby. Ashby is Bajan, right? So it stands, and we have plenty of that in Trinidad, where Barbados come, and plenty other islands there, but the Barbados was especially for teaching
Right.
and police. Right? And so you had, which is why we and also we lose the patois because older people used to want to talk the business and not let the young people know what it is. So they want to teach them either, right? But it's an important language because the first language of Kaiso was patois.
Right.
Kaiso didn't become English until 1919. So before that, I mean, it had English calypsos before that, but in terms of the dominance of the English, would have been around that time. But before that, all 1912 thing is level patois. Right? Calypso coming down in. And it's only after that we lose that thing because it wasn't being, schooling was strictly in English. And then a lot of times, parents always want better, and I saying better in inverted commas for the children, so they kind of telling them, don't talk so, talk the English. And they kind of, but you still find pockets in Paramin, Arima, Brazil, different places in Trinidad that have, that still have some elders that speak the patois.
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? And for me, I think that's something we should look at because it was the language, first language, it was also the language of rebellion, revolt. Right? It is the language we used to sing the songs that we go in and bust the throat in.
Yeah.
We used to sing it in patois.
Because they can't understand
Right?
that.
And sometimes it coded too, so even if they're catching it,
Yeah.
it coded. Right? Yeah, and so I think it's something important that we need to look at
Right.
to bring back on some level, because when you shift from foundation, it does affect. Yeah, I just always tell people, and people just think this is a simple thing. Yeah, but because Columbus come and make here the land of the Trinity, I personally feel, and this is just me, we will never be right until we respect here as what the first peoples had it as, the land of the hummingbird. Right? Because
I agree
that is the
totally.
original energy. Them was here, them understand the space, them was living in the space. Columbus just come and see Tree Hill and he wanted to honor the thing and he said Trinity.
Trinity, yeah.
Now because Christianity in this tongue so big, people are afraid to deal with that.
Yeah.
I not on that. Me afraid of that. I feel that the power of Trinbago is in the hummingbird and understanding that we are the land of the hummingbird. What that does mean, it means that you just get a whole different kind of perspective and a different kind of energy because you have to go back to who was here first and start to treat with that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's just me.
No. That the car on a common sense level,
Yeah.
but not necessarily common sense coming out of the basic religious teachings that we have.
Yeah.
But on a common sense, straightforward level, that makes sense. It's like somebody kidnap a child. The child already christened, have a name, whatever. And 15 years later, they find back the child. Parents and them still alive to anything. The person who kidnapped the child, to give the child another name.
Yeah.
And all kind of
A new identity, everything.
Right. But when you find back the child, you going to call the child that name?
And not only that, as you bring up that metaphor, it comes like adopted children. Adopted child may love their parents may love them, but there's always a desire
To meet the original.
and to know where I'm from
Yeah.
originally.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What was the impetus for me? Who are the people who came together to create me? Even if you don't want to be with them.
Yeah. You just need to know.
Knowing gives you a kind of
Power.
understanding of yourself. Right?
Yeah.
So that is what I always tell people. I say, for me, the land of the Trinity never settled right for me. Never settled right.
Yeah.
And because I always tell people, when I started talking about energies, men just started to feel like a kind of mystical thing, but it's very practical. I just tell people, if you believe in science, right, you have to believe in energy.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
Because so sometimes when you say your blood, it takes somebody. Right? Everybody does vibrate on us. Everything does vibrate on a certain level, right?
Yeah.
And vibration, people look at it as a different thing. But if you look at vibration very practically, vibration is what does go from make some solid, liquid, gas, wherever, right?
Correct.
So it's a level, and sometimes is why sometimes you will hit a tuning fork and use that to tune a piano or a pan or whatever,
yeah.
because you're looking to to bring a
Tone.
unison between them vibrations.
Correct.
So sometimes you meet somebody and them just not in sync with you. See my bloody take them. Right?
Yeah.
That's the only way you know to say it, but it's really
Not in
energy.
sync, it's energy.
That's
And
right.
so we have to pay attention to energy because sometimes we just be fighting a thing. Right? That
Yeah.
cannot be defeated.
Yeah.
Not in that way anyway.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
And but a lot of times these Abrahamic religions just pull we away from them things now. Right?
True.
Just pull we away from them things, and also have we in almost a waking sleep.
Yeah.
Cause
Paralysis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They teach we that, the hereafter is where everything and where the action is. So don't get no hurries. Don't if
Yeah.
you're suffering now, don't try to change that suffering. Right? Suffering is part of the jam.
Yeah.
You will get after, right?
Yeah.
Heaven and right? No, and I don't want to make this an attack on Christianity. or
No,
anything
no,
like
no,
that,
no,
But
no.
I also want people to understand that there are other views
Yeah.
and ways of looking at something. And we had a way that we used to treat with spirituality before.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We had a way that we understood that music, dance, theater, and all that is one thing. It's not something separate.
Yeah.
It's the Western thinking now.
That split it.
Split. So when you're looking at some dance is something separate. And then music, dance, the costume is one thing.
Yeah.
Right? That energy it serves several purposes.
Right.
So, but we have entertainment as frivolous, right? And as something that is not. But I just tell people, at the very core of humanity, the most important thing is art. The most important thing, and what matters, right?
But everything is art.
I tell people, let me tell you something. When your heart break, right? When you get your first heartbreak,
Yeah.
or horn or whatever.
Wherever, yeah.
You wanted science? Or you was listening to a song over and over again? Eh? You didn't run to science, you walking through it?
Yeah.
Either some song or you
That
watch a
keep you.
movie.
Yeah. That help you through it.
Because at humanity at its fundamental level,
Yeah.
art is what does help you get through everything.
Everything, yeah.
At its fundamental, at its very core level.
Yeah. Hey Trishanti, welcome.
So we have to understand where we just place art and artists.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we just do that as a kind of extracurricular thing. That is the core. And everything else is extra. That is the core. That is how I have a brethren who's a painter. He say art functions when we cannot. Right? And that is the truth. Sometimes I used to always watch at dancing, like modern African dancing, and I said particularly modern dance. And I couldn't understand. I think modern dance, this thing that people just stretching themselves and it make no sense to me. And then one day I see a performance. And it changed my whole life. I seen this thing dancing and the way the thing and my paws raising and it waking up kind of a part of my brain. So this dancing thing is. But it's because I had this very Western.
Yeah.
I make no sense. Dance your body, you fling your body. But when you see how it could affect you on a kind of cellular level,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And sometimes when that is the lift you want,
Correct.
right? That is the lift. It is the same thing that the drugs they just give you.
Let's do.
Just try to imitate, right?
Imitate, yeah. Yes.
And so we have to understand the importance of art in this space. The
So-
importance of music.
I want to jump back in, right?
Yeah.
With the relevance of art and how we used to use art. Of course, we mightn't say the word art. The people from
In the mass-
yesteryear who design costumes and things might have never used the word designer or use the word art.
Yeah.
But that's really what I was doing now because I saw a clip yesterday from Carnival in 1970 or 1975. And it's something totally different
Yeah.
to what we have today now.
Yeah. Well, he make a statement when he was in the shop the other day about if we making money, we might as well sell drugs.
Yeah.
If the carnival,
If your focus
Your
is
soul,
to make money,
yeah,
Then let me do go through all of this.
Yeah, just sell jobs.
Let me go, and which is why I was telling people, remember sometime there was the thing where the man named the rum Juve and people say, boy, we miss out on opportunity. Why we just fight everything? And I said, well, how that is opportunity? We just be so excited to sell ourselves, right? And what we have. Right? I say so because it would have sell.
Yeah.
That is why we should go with it.
Yeah.
I say, well, all right. Then let me slap some wine and put communion wine on it. And put the Pope picture and sell that.
It, yeah.
Because that bound to make money.
Oh, you mean?
but what?
I know somebody who's make wine.
Sell some pack of bread.
But
Pack
the reason they wouldn't go wrong that is because they understand the sanctity that they put it.
The quote unquote sanctity.
Right.
Yeah.
And they understand that for them it means something more than making money.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing with Juve.
Yeah.
So and nobody is saying you cannot
partner.
Name a product or thing, but it's a kind of level you have to come in at.
Yeah.
You can't just jump in the thing.
Yeah.
And I just always tell people, I say, money, like for me, when people talking about, look at tourists and we must have tourists and things. I don't care about that in terms of Carnival.
Right.
That is not my business.
Yeah.
No, I am glad if they come. But our output as Trinidad owners for Carnival must not be to attract tourists.
Tourists, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Our output have to be to serve ourselves.
And the purpose and the true purpose of this celebration.
And the ritual.
Yes.
And when they come, fine.
I think that will bring them even more.
That, of course. But I want to tell you that what the man say.
When them come here, them see we
the authentic thing.
Exactly, but then there's that the same energy you talk about. When them see we reveling in our own energy, we ain't putting on our show for you,
Yeah.
We putting on our show for what
we
we
sell,
enjoying.
and all you come and enjoy it.
Right?
Yeah,
That's
of
why
course.
them coming.
But tell you that with the
Because
doctor
what them want to
tell
do? What them want to do? Them want to be part of that.
Yeah.
How can I get on to Mr. Ashby? I want to play in that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
next
saying.
year. I
Correct.
want to be a part of that.
Correct.
And you have to deal with that first.
Yeah.
Because other than that is a minstrel show.
Yeah.
And we want to part of
And
that.
I
Correct.
know,
and that is
right,
why
so there we go.
that is why so many countries now they claim they have other countries doing the same thing we're doing, but what exactly they're doing? All them doing is photocopying tribe and them and
And
go in
not
there
only- not
and do
only
it.
That, there's a serious thing that I just call the sponsoring thought behind something, right?
Right.
And the sponsoring thought, and this is not a jab against any other carnival, the
No, man,
sponsoring
go
thought
ahead.
against most of them other carnivals is to increase tourism.
Tourism, yeah.
The sponsoring thought behind the Trinidad Carnival is ritual, rebellion, celebration of emancipation, fighting for space. All the mass we have and thing, it have a meaning behind it. It have thing, particularly traditional mass. Right?
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
That baby doll where that come out of the same plantation owners and them coming down to the barricade having sex with the Jamet people going back and not minding the child because it's a scandal. And so the only time and the only voice and agency they will have is to come out and play a man and say, hey, look your child. And in that moment, no police can come, no thing can think. Right? Now in the contemporary space, modern day women have been using that baby doll to address several things.
Yeah.
Sexual abuse, all kind of thing, and it's still giving agency and voice to people.
To things, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's not just a matter of we saying, oh, we want to have a thing and pull tourists and things. That cannot be we concern.
Yeah.
That cannot be major concern. And one of the things we have to understand is to give due respect. Now I don't fight on pretty ban and bikini, because for me, as a matter of fact, I just make the argument that bikini mask is traditional mask now too, because it since the 80s they're doing it.
They're doing it, yeah.
So if 40 some years later it's a traditional, I know what is, right? But at the same time, it cannot be seem to be all we do.
Yeah.
Right? Because I just call that mask. That mask is a portrayal.
Yeah.
I just call it when you're playing yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, look me, I could afford a front line, look me, I'm playing myself, right? So that is mask too.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't fight that because that have its place.
Yeah.
But we have to understand the source.
Yeah.
The sponsoring thought.
Yeah.
It's like I just tell people, if I had to be good because I'm afraid I go to hell, it's better or bad. Because my sponsoring thought is not one of doing good for goodness.
No purity.
Oh, cool.
Right? My sponsoring thought is, hey, me able to hellfire, you know.
Yeah. doing right to stay out of hell.
That is an argument that we've been having in the years when we used to have we had a Blackberry group. Right? And me and Baba and Madupe and them, Jam Hotel and all of them was in that. And that was a topic that went on for some days. If you only seeing about your child because the court say you'll go to jail, you can't claim he's a good parent.
No.
It's sponsoring thought.
Yeah.
It's sponsoring thought. I always tell people it's sponsoring. So the origin
Of the thought.
the origin is important.
Yeah.
And ours is very different
To
the
everybody
other
else.
islands.
Yeah.
Right? And why they could compete with we is because we just forget that.
Yeah. Correct.
Because once we remember that they can't compete with we at all, because we will be coming from a different
place, yeah. And that conversation we had in the shop, I can't tell you how you make me fall in love with Carnival. I never watched Carnival, so
Yeah.
you understand? And appreciate Pan because I play Pan for 11 years.
Yeah.
And when he started to talk about how the origin of the Pan and them kind of thing, I saying, but if
keep
they
saying
teach
that.
this in school, my brother,
I keep saying,
Pan is we original warriors.
yeah. And that is where being a Trinidadian will come.
Chief does always say that, Chief, Olakia Masatunji, don't play that. You see that Pan?
Yeah.
He believed that there is a warrior gift from Ogun.
Gosh, I'm not going to say Ogun.
You understand?
So,
Yeah, as Ogun as the Orisha Iron.
Yeah.
You
but it's
understand?
clear.
It's clear, yeah.
And when you listen to some of the origin stories,
yeah.
and not only that, the magic it does work.
Oh, God.
Let me tell you something. I travel. I used to play with Mongol Patasa and Panther, right?
That's a big tune, you know.
So them, right? They are the big thing dreadlocks, and we used to go all over the world, right? Europe, India, all them things. And let me tell you something. Mongol bad on his sitar,
Yeah.
and we used to travel with sometimes two panis, right? Harold Headley, tenor, double second, sometimes used to be a couple different guys. But let me tell you, when you see we touch down and we done we concert, right? The first thing people used to come to is the pan.
Pan, yeah.
You look under it.
Trying to understand it.
Understand where the magic, what
Coming,
sorcery
yeah.
is this?
where that coming
Yeah,
from.
yeah.
Right? Then, at time we went India, and they have a whole thing, and we going outside, and Harold set up outside and start to play. Listen, boy, all musicians from all over the world, people, I spend about 2 to 3 hours talking about the pan, explaining Trinidad thing. Tourism ministry couldn't pay
For that.
for
that.
what we do there.
Yeah.
Right? Because, and I watch me, I talking about simple and it just have people under a spell. And it sometimes it just take being away from Trinidad to see the kind of power, because we grew up in it and we like it and it's nice for we, but we do understand the magic of that instrument. That instrument is
Magic,
magical.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it does have people in a trance. I talking about watch me, people can talk English trying to ask me about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And when I started telling them, no, that come from our oil drum, you know. Men head getting lick off, they can't understand that.
And we see it in the carnival with the amount of Chinese people I see in them different band in the front line.
Yeah.
Front of the band, you know, they're not in the north stand rack, you know, they're in front. Because they understand the music, they like the music, they play the music.
So, now, these some of the things that I wanted we to deal with, right?
Right.
I've never been to what it is called the Greens.
Right.
I'll be honest, I don't even totally understand how that does work out.
Yeah.
But for me, I would banish all of that. And the focus always had to be the pan.
Right.
Right? No, because I've never been to the
stand.
when it comes to pan now.
Yeah.
But from the people that I know who is frequented,
Right.
the lime is already there.
Yeah.
The lime,
Semis, yeah.
just like how when I went Calypso semis for the first time, watch me now.
Niceness, eh?
What? Boy, I was like, but the lime already there.
Yeah.
You ain't have to do nothing to attract no young people. You have to do something with the pan in terms of how all your portray the pan.
No, but
They ain't gonna do that no more.
they had to do it again, you know. I'll tell you something with Pan this year. So me, Pan is the MVP at the Carnival.
Oh, for sure.
But I guess that was
Both
somebody saying that because
school and secondary.
somebody
And,
ball
big
the
band.
own energy was real high in Panama this year.
Yeah. The pan, even the greens, shift, you know.
Yeah.
The greens changed this year. The greens went back to what kind of what it used to be. You remember it get a kind of clicky.
Yeah.
And
It's that
everybody
same
is a
exclusive
crew
shit.
And a crew. Now,
Yeah.
the greens end up nice
Open, yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Right? No
Yeah.
set of everybody have a DJ. And
Yeah, none of that. Yeah.
So the greens, but more important than that, they had a competition where they was doing a kind of, I forget the name of it, where they was doing a kind of almost song clash in the pan. Oh gosh, where did it? It's Pan Yard or some kind
Iron
of
Yard.
Iron Yard.
Yeah, down by Currency side.
That
Yeah.
is the future.
Yeah.
That is
Shoot
what
out, yeah.
real. I talking
Pan
about
clash?
Pan clash,
Pan
yeah.
clash
see that.
with men, mic men and thing and men.
I could see that.
Yeah.
And it's about 3 stage setup. Watch me,
Iron
Pan
Yard,
was
yeah.
the MVP.
Yeah.
Pan will lead we. Them and watch me, youths.
Like, whoa.
Well, I don't want to tell you. Karen, I'll tell them, but before I'm done, remember you saying where all them pan festivals and them gone?
Yeah.
It had to come
It
back.
had to come back.
But I keep
Pan
telling
Ramaji
them-
and all them
I
things.
keep telling them, I say, talk about youths, they keep saying pan dying,
Nah.
calypso dying,
Nah.
soca dying.
Nah.
None of them thing ain't dying.
Them thing are
My
live and
problem,
well.
I keep, as I saying, is it not being highlighted.
Yeah.
So, with your son and your daughter at them age, go in and see the winning school panorama side. But the whole thing, you know, not just the winning side alone. So if it's what? Let me say it's 20 bands take place, that is 20 schools.
Yeah.
Right? Let me just say your son and your daughter are schooling that. You know, Breads, you can remember a long time when they show certain thing and your school involved in it on the TV. Breads, let me tell you how important this is, because this is a memory from something that happened. When I used to live up the road, I remember hearing Adrian running. I wonder if you remember that. Hey, Kester, success on TV, boy.
And that was real important.
Oh, you mean?
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Oh, yeah,
He
man.
running from about 600-700 feet away
Yeah.
to come to by my house to tell me, because of course them time we not cell phone and thing, to tell me that success on TV.
Yeah. Because he know you and they.
You know, we going to school them time.
Together,
You know,
yeah.
I go in that school now.
Yeah.
Now, can you imagine now wait, your communication is even easier.
Yeah.
Where you can send out something and say, hey, Karen, Southeast on TV. And it's everybody, but the children them in hand to see themselves, and then we not seen it anywhere either. So we will say, but I just tell them every year I just look forward to watch the show.
Yeah.
I just look forward to see that it have school calypso competition, because some of the best compositions I heard
Does, yeah? School.
is
Yeah.
that school
calypso.
thing.
Yeah.
And to hear
But-
children write them own songs and things, so it's not dying. What we focus on the man that they say take over Carnival. And everything we showing, all the front page of the papers, that's why them can't get my money again, papers and all them things. All the front page are all them things.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
So we not no front page of the school calypso winner, the school panorama winner. We have a video of them on one of them TV station and them.
What you're saying there is so critical, because seeing yourself does legitimize you, particularly in your young mind. It does work for everybody, but in a young mind, seeing yourself and your peers does legitimize it. It is something that happened with the Caravan and Original when Kindred and Gatorians and Sister Run and them come out. One of the things that happened in that moment is that young Trinidad is why Trinidad and things so successful. Young Trinidad see themselves. They see no old person or saying anything.
Yeah.
They seeing people dressing like them, talking like them, singing things that them want to hear.
Yeah.
So that is critical. Seeing your school, seeing your neighborhood,
Telling
seeing them things does kind of spark something in you and make you feel that you are part of
Yeah.
and worthy of, right? And so that is the importance of them kind of things. Now, I have been watching. I just kind of follow. I have a lot of teachers in my circle, so I just watch these celebrations I think presentation or somebody had win and some not presentation. Where's the other school? I think the other school was right. Maybe Naps or somebody like that had win the panorama, some kind of. And I watched the celebration when they went back to school.
Yeah.
And the kind of exuberant. Watch me, it was like
You was watching that with the football too.
The football too,
right.
Yeah,
And when you
Fatima.
see, so you understand what it means and the kind of memory that would make. You see how you recall that? How much years later? It forms a kind of core memory. One of your core memories that you will draw on for life.
Yeah.
Right? The kind of enthusiasm, the thing, the joy that it brings. Right? Is like how everybody could remember where they was when we qualify in Bahrain. Right? They could remember what they do that afternoon, how much beers they drink, where they went.
Yeah.
But because it was a moment that Trinidad stamped itself on the world stage.
Yeah.
We just so them and as a Trini, you feel
You
that.
feel it, yeah.
So it's the same kind of thing, and it's important, like you say.
Yeah.
It is critical that we broadcast them things. It is critical that they see themselves on the front page. It's critical because it forms part of your core. One of the best thing you could do for youth is to give them a kind of level of self-esteem that can't be broken. You know? Yeah, and them kind of things does help. Right, your self-esteem, because remember as a teen, you're really trying to find yourself. You know, you're trying to find where you fit in, where you're good at. Sometimes you're watching your partners and them real good in football. You popping down, you don't know where you belong, your thing, you don't know, and sometimes your thing may not be the normal thing that they learn, and then you might be drawing good. And so sometimes when you do hook onto something and you say, hey, then you can lift your chest and feel good, and them things important for you. So these spaces
Yeah.
where they could see themselves, like you say, you know, critical.
Now I say too for the carnival, because I listen to a whole lot of people. I am a very opinionated person, right?
Right.
But what I
Yes,
try to do
everybody
as
so
well is I try to listen to
Others.
other sides now, right? And the talk from not being involved is a certain band, a group of people killing a certain vibe in the carnival, change the route,
Right, yeah.
move it from any place where they just go, they don't even come there again, they have this whole new place and everything, and I'd be like, what we could do all that, boy? Because again, we caught up, you're saying something like that earlier, we caught up in that, and somebody saying that elitism now.
Yeah.
To say I play with them. Now, not everybody does go and play with them to say I play with them. Some people just go and play with them because they genuinely enjoy. We ain't talking about all you. Right? Don't come for me. No, don't come for me because I
ain't sent for you.
Yeah. But we talking about them. We know that. Imagine, watch when a carnival is such a big business right now. Bank getting a loan for costume.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Of course.
But not just costume, partner. You getting a loan for the whole of carnival.
You understand?
Go and fet, buy a kit,
Right.
and play mass.
One of the things I just watched of recent with this carnival thing is the fact that international airlines jacking up the price to come Trinidad at this time. So that says to me that while we sit down here doing this show,
Yeah.
somebody in there could be possibly watching the show right now
Yeah.
to find out something else about carnival, because for you to jack up your price, that kind of price, but then I also question our supposed national carrier. Because if we have a high travel volume at that point in time,
You're supposed to have more flights.
not just more flights, but if your price remain the same, then everybody coming by you.
Yeah.
If your prices remain the same.
Yeah.
And that's why I tell them all, they don't care about Trinidad. That's why I'm not a Trinidadian. I'm an African born in the beautiful Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Because if you're a Trinidadian, and the more people that come in is supposedly better for the economy, that would be better for the country, the citizens of the republic.
Yeah.
Then how you going to jack up to them kind of prices that we see $1,210 and $1,000 and thing for ticket
2,000.
that usually cost $350, $450, $500, right? When logically speaking, not from a greediness standpoint, everybody go choose to fly with you.
Yeah.
Because if this is the three airlines that come in here, you is 1,500, I is 1,200, but you is 400. Who everybody coming by? Who the majority of people coming by?
Yeah.
Right?
But you know that is not how businesses work.
I tell them, I just want to say it a little different.
Right.
That is not how greediness does work.
Right. Correct.
You understand?
Correct.
That is not how greediness does work. And that's why somebody tell me point blank in my face, well, maybe that's why your business isn't going in big yet. Why? Because when I went away, I get some female t-shirts at an incredibly ridiculous price. And I come back here and sell them to reflect such.
Right.
Because I was still making my money.
Right.
So when the man asks, well, these not good or what? I said, don't ever sell things not good, boy. Look him, they did correlate me for that. If I see something on our jersey, I pulling it out.
Right.
Because I don't sell that.
Yeah.
Right? I said, no, I get them cheaper. What? That ain't how business just work, boy. I said, well, that's why we had to take everything else we gain. Because if we had our mentality, you could accuse them of anything else.
Yeah.
That's
And in the long run, I used to always tell people, right? Because me and you doing this similar thing, right? I have a way. I just take back t-shirts from people sometimes in the sense of if this fine wrong size thing and you know everything. I take it back sometimes. If you look sharp at it, I keep the one that if it you send the next one for you, right? No. People say, but I making no sense. I say, let me tell you something. I must have to do that 3 times since I'm in business, right? And them 3 people never stop buying from me. So I could have tell them, boy, they're done by it. Thing that you keep that, yes? And how much are that make?
I think so.
How much are that make?
Yeah.
In the long run, you get a lifetime customer who understand that you're looking at your the eye, right? And as a matter of fact, sometimes I just get booked from people, but you bring out nothing new, boy. Anything, looking for thing, man.
Yeah.
You understand? I have people who just tell me anything in medium, just put it aside from me. They want to know what happened. So, but that don't happen when you're running down money alone.
That's right.
Right? So nobody is telling you bust your business, but you have to have a kind of level, a commitment to your customer too.
That's right.
Right? That indicates to them that you care about them and you ain't just using them to get $1.
Big brother Omari, well, based on that logic, right? Well, then we could see them supposed big mass bands that everybody flocking to pay by. Them definitely not operating on that principle.
Oh, for sure.
Well, I listen, I was having a chat with Wendell from Tricanal, right? I was teaching a course to some Caribbean people. And he was a guest lecturer. And he said from the time you start a deal with clients and not masqueraders, you're going wrong. Right? Because when you have these are our clients and these are our clients, he said, leave that for some other business. You're dealing with masqueraders. Right?
Yeah.
You know, people may understand, they think, what is it different?
Nah, that's
You
That
have
about
to
that
treat
in itself.
a masquerader differently, and the priorities for a masquerader is not the wee room, right? The wee truck and the thing, right? That convenient. But the priority for a masquerader is to ensure that your costume on, your thing on, you have a good time, you think your experience is great. And so when you start to look at your clients,
everybody
you
get
know
lumped into a kind of face and thing, boy. African culture did not have commercial origins. That's why it appears as if we are behind commercially. Notably, we are progressively learning business. We're going to catch up and maybe pass others soon. Well, let me just say this, right? I've been saying this a few years now. I sit down on Saturday in Arima, and it hit me like that. Your wife and your son.
right?
Do you need a 10-bedroom house with 7 cars in it?
Exactly.
But that is the mindset that they put we on.
Yeah.
Because when we look at where we come from, as we talking the history talk here, we ain't come from no place that have mansion.
Correct.
But we was never poor.
Never.
Oh, fireball.
You understand?
Never.
But that would have we on.
But and also, what is success? And there's how we on that on all kind of things.
Oh, Lord.
All
Talk the
kind of
things
thing.
now, man. Talk the things.
Because, like for me, I just be watching me. When we music go reach Grammy. Where you want to reach Grammy for?
What I say?
Yeah.
What I
For
say?
what?
We don't.
For what?
Yeah.
Grammy, we so American Europe focused, right?
Yes.
That we do understand that it have a whole big wide world, right? Central America, South America, Africa, Asia, right? We studying, we running down Grammys. We be running down Grammys for exactly,
yeah.
where year after year they showing
Go
we,
fire.
they not on we, right? So we just have this way where success is always Western and European based, right? You ain't a good actor until you win an Academy Award. You ain't good in music until you win a Grammy.
True.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, look at how much African artists that never win Grammy.
True. And
Right?
pumping.
I
Doing
always
knitting.
remember years ago, one of the first international artists I hear talking about Africa was Eddie Grant. And Eddie Grant went into Africa. He said he went into Africa, and it was so different back then that he get paid in lumber and all kind of things across the right. So you had a shipment of lumber you get paid because people wasn't going to Africa to perform and thing at that point in time because
Right.
they feel. And so we have this way where we're looking to make connections is always with the northern hemisphere and the western hemisphere.
Well-
and we do see east at all.
Yeah, a few years ago, I was in a youth forum put on by the Emancipation Support Committee, and Brother Obika, Taraka Obika, was the speaker, right? And he was telling us, he said, "Yo, I do my PhD in Ghana, and one of the things I see is the need for us to go to Africa and perform,
Of course.
right?" He said and he was just breaking it down real simple. He said just a university tour, when you come back here, you might never have to do nothing there again. Just a university tour a certain parts of Africa because of how big it is,
Yeah.
how many universities it have,
Yeah.
right? He said, well, nobody invited him.
You see, because I'll tell you something, remember how they said we Africa for years, right? They said we Africa in a particular way.
Yeah, Mendoza, we going Dubai.
Where you know what I mean, for 50 cents you could feed this child.
Fly walking on man iron thing.
Yeah.
And then they go show we. Oh, and let me before you jump out of yourself, yes, we know it are suffering in Africa. Just as how it are suffering in America.
That's suffering
Right?
right
It are
here.
suffering in Europe. It are suffering here, right? But that is not all they show you in them places.
Nope. They doesn't even show you
It take
that.
me being until I was an adult. Before I say, but wait, Africa don't have beaches, or because they never show that, right?
Yeah.
So, and I just follow a couple of YouTube people, right, who showing you real estate in Ghana and Nigeria. That one guy in particular, he just show you the homes and things people building. And if you see these houses, right, these people building in the Africa that they how we thinking that, you know.
Ask you why I said them the other day. We sit down in the shop watching real estate,
I'm
partner.
calculating prices and it. And boy,
It have an American couple, them going South Africa. He said, listen, when I was in, I think it's Georgia or wherever he from, he said, I couldn't afford this. Man,
He living, you know.
by a mansion.
that what we was watching, boy.
And the man driving
Wherever he
a
want.
range or some kind of thing, so right?
Yeah.
He said it's for the same kind of money.
Well, we watching
Right.
for less money. This was about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
We watching
And-
for less than Trinidad money for a house right now.
Of course. So I just follow them thing. Just yesterday, I talking to my wife. She said, "Yeah, let me go." You understand? But if you tell somebody you considering that, boy,
He's a madman now.
Well, I just only had that conversation with somebody.
Like
I know
minds,
things,
yeah, we
because
can't
I
talk that with
know-
nobody.
I don't know the food because it's something that is one of my end goals.
yeah. And at the end of the day, just like how I tell people, I say, but you do have a problem with going UK or America, and them place not on we.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
No, I could have fly out long time and go and set up a life out there. I say, well, two things, right? I say I like to live. And if I go them place, I go dead because nobody calling me no little boy, nobody is spitting on me. None of them things. I built a function.
Like that.
And that's because me no Batman or nothing.
No,
it's
I just not taking
mentally,
that.
I don't know how to deal with that.
Yeah.
Right. And secondly, I come in from a space where I don't know what it is to be the minority. Right? I'm going to make myself on purpose a minority. How I working that out in my head? How I working that out? I will never forget. I go on Juve in New York. Now Juve in New York nice because it do no DJ and thing is more rhythm section and pants side. Nice.
Yeah.
But that year they was doing some work and it ended up almost a kind of tunneling we down a road, and in front of everybody is a police vehicle and behind everybody is a police vehicle. And I in the thing and I just start to feel like I claustrophobic and like they're pushing me towards
with
the
them want to
gate
say
and no return there. Right?
Your ancestors of them start half cup in here.
Watch me. Boy, I just tell my brethren and them I out.
Yeah.
Me even know how to get back to my apartment. I reach, right? Because we was fire.
Yeah.
Me know how. I just start to walk. I couldn't take mentally. I started. I say, but I come from Trinidad where we spread out in the road. We well spread out. You telling me what? You turning me down a thing and I watching policeman and thing and man.
Nope.
I couldn't function. I couldn't function. I just get outside.
Yeah.
Look, Alison say here, correct. You can get a 3-bedroom house in Ghana no more than 150,000 TT.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we had to start to look at them things, what we looking at as success, because we the real brainwash we into a Western
minor success,
all the bars and the markers. So as a musician, if you win a Grammy, you feel like you do nothing. You really feel Shadow win a Grammy or David need a Grammy.
Yeah.
You feel David Rodder need a Grammy, Sparrow need a Grammy. You feel them need a Grammy.
No.
What them had to prove in the world again?
Nothing.
No, the world had to come and honor them.
Yeah. You understand?
Yeah.
And we so when we talking, we go reach Grammy and thing. I don't want to part of that.
Yeah, and I spoke that on the show, the last show we had.
Yeah.
I tell them that the one thing I hear to say now, thing that I did not agree at all.
I don't want to part of that.
I don't need that Grammy thing.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, right? If you look at it, you watch at how they just treat with even Black American music.
Yeah.
The Grammy they serve and the Academy Awards every year. I just tell people, I say, let me tell you something. If you walk outside your house and you run into a lamppost, but the first week, I will say, all right. But after that, right, you're looking for it, huh?
Yeah.
Right, after the first 2 days, I running into the lamppost.
Yeah, you're looking out for it now.
You learn to walk around.
Yeah.
But if you continue running into the lamppost every day,
Yeah.
You ain't making sense then. So you're watching the Grammys and these things snub you.
Yeah.
Watching the, you understand?
Yeah.
You're watching the kind of roles black people winning Academy Award for, what they had to do.
Yeah.
And you're still looking to go back there for what?
Yeah.
For them to legitimize
But it ties back into all kind of thing you said earlier. It's not run by us, it's not owned by us, right?
No.
But we still looking for them approval.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because it have a certain pride that we lacking in we African self. Because if you are a proud African living in Trinidad and Tobago, understanding the role that your culture as an African played in making what we have here today in this beautiful melting pot.
Yeah.
Right? And we're talking about Carnival in particular right now. So we talk about the things like Calypso, Steel Pan, Soca. I mean, we could talk for a whole show just about the origins of Steel Pan and how beautiful the origins are. It born in rebellion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? But if you have pride in them thing, if you know, while we here and we train in school, a part of the lesson today is on the origins of Carnival, the origins of some of the characters, the origins of the instruments.
Yeah.
Teaching you about the greats.
Yeah.
If you know that is part of it, imagine how much are we here children come home, well, all your older children and me come home and say, Daddy, I have a project to do on who win the Calypso Monarch in 1962 when we get independent? No, 1963.
Yeah.
After independence, I had to write about the song and what thing the composer did thinking when they write. We didn't get them kind of thing?
Nah.
Yeah, we're dealing with that.
You're
You
dealing
see,
with that.
You see, but
But just now, but then how do we expect people with a different mindset than the man who supposedly own the most thing in Carnival to come out? Because if everything is commercial, and the commercial success what we seeing is what we judging by, and nothing in based on history and what it do for us, well, then how we expect to see anything different?
Yeah.
we had a really and I give up on Ministry of Education and
Oh,
spaces
long
and
time.
them kind of thing, right?
Long
so
time.
we have our work to do.
Yeah.
These kind of shows is part of it.
Yeah.
But we have our work to do in terms of spreading the kind of energy. Because the other thing with pan and pan side and thing, a lot of the places that pan sides are, right? A lot of the pan sides that in more original locations is the very places that rebellion used to plan during the enslavement, you know. It's the same spots, you know. Right? And so it's important that we understand that the energy that's soaked into that earth, right? The energy that's soaked into the earth. There's something called the convoys that used to go on, right? Which was the African secret societies, right? Some of them same places is where mass bands develop, where pan sides develop, the very grounds,
Yeah.
right? Some of them places is the cultural centers, the epicenters, of the space.
So then you want to know why.
Yeah. So if we don't understand that, and you see, I just always tell people, history is important to the now, right?
So much of we people do agree that at all. From the time they hear history,
Because but a tree can float. A tree must have roots. A tree must have roots. It can't just be up in the sky, right?
Yeah.
And so it doesn't take away from whatever unity you're trying to push. And I always tell people you can't unite a bundle of sticks with scattered leaves. So all the unity you want to push, it will be unsuccessful.
Facts.
Right? The same Kalaloo you say we are. Each one of the ingredients was aware of themselves and knew what they were before they joined the Kalaloo. So we can't want to be Kalaloo and you are conscious of yourself. You understand? For me, I always tell people, when we understand who we are, right? When we could look at ourselves and respect the Africanness, when we could do that, right? Then half the battle is won, because a lot of the things that we're going through is because we do not have knowledge of self. You understand? When I was 16 or 17 is when I started to do more deep reading and kind of get into a conscious level, right? And trust and believe, that is what saved me. That is what saved me, because I grew up in the same spaces that everybody else grew up in, so the same things was affecting me.
yeah.
Right? All the badness in them days, all the thing, all the this, that thing, what you go do, you understand? When I leave school, I had no allowance to get. You got no allowance to get. You're looking for work, you know what to do. My brethren and them looking to go and choke down, man. What's stopping me from doing that?
Right.
Right? And it's a kind of reading I was doing and I understanding. I started to get myself and alright. And this what happening, and this how the thing, and this how we reach here, and this, and then you started. And first it was American, like normal. I went by Malcolm X and them, and I say, after a while I reading about them, I say, you know what? It must have something happening in Trinidad.
Yeah.
And when I come to deal with Trinidad now, in them days it had no internet, so I catching my tail to find information. And when I asking elders, hear what they telling me now? Boy, you going back in that Black Power thing, we're bringing that back up for.
We're bringing back up that for.
The race thing, and I fighting out to find out what happened in the 1970s and what happened before that and what happened in the thing, and only snippets and thing, and I struggling to find, you know what I mean? And then I started to sit down and certain man started to talk and bam bam, and I started to get certain books, but it was a struggle. But what it did is from very young, make me a different kind of youth.
Mm-hmm.
Is why I could have do what I do in Kindred.
Yeah.
Kindred could have never happened without that. Yeah, because we was coming from a particular kind of place. When me and Kindred said this Trini could flow, wasn't a wishy-washy thing, you know. It meant that as yourself,
You could do it.
as yourself in your own voice, your own accent.
Mm-hmm. You're not about borrow nobody thing.
You understand? You could come here and mash up a dance just like anybody else. That is what we were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That didn't come out of the sky. That come from me understanding who I was. You understand? Understanding the struggles that happened to put me here. That I could be here to do this music.
That we enjoying and, as you say, jogging your ass in the road for
You
2 days,
understand?
but not understanding
Understanding.
how much people sacrifice and what people sacrifice.
Yeah.
Right? I want to just read out some comments quick there. Mendoza say something that I agree with. Bambi say, please bring back the brother for part 2. I agree. Because as I was telling Karen, I don't feel there's something that we could jump off at right now.
No.
Because one of the aspects that we didn't even really touch in today is the financial aspect of Carnival. Carnival is $1 billion industry, but we not seeing that.
Yeah.
Most Trinidadians don't even understand that.
Yeah.
Right? Mendoza say here, we need to stop naming our stuff as black this and that, as if it's just a black version of European things. We need to start to have our own standards. I agree with that totally. Right? I think that in 2023, it's shameful that we still saying
Foolishness.
this is the exactly, boy.
Tell me about it.
So it always means that we coming from a position of behind them, like, yo.
Yeah.
And that is what had lead me to the mindset that, as I was telling you, like, I don't need a 10-bedroom house. It's me and my daughter alone.
Yeah.
Me and my people when I link back up again. I a 3-bedroom house so that somebody could, family could come and our set of nieces and nephews, right? A little working vehicle and the money to live the way I want to live. That's why something in our city, this is how it is. I just tell people, this is what I wish for you. This is my command of the universe for you. I wish you success on your terms.
Of course. And like I tell people, one of the things I want, I don't want a big house hunting, right? But what I want, I like plenty land.
Land, yeah.
For the simple reason I want to be able to plant my thing. You can't make no style like the other day when Pimento did a thing. I laugh and I went out in my yard and I picked my pimento, right? You can't make no style on me with them things. So that is why I just be thinking about.
Yeah.
You understand? If you use Mr. Tomato, that you good with that. I here, I'm a tomato here.
Yeah.
I'm a thing. So that is the kind of thing I like.
Yeah.
My house have to be big, but I want some property with some dirt.
Land, yeah.
So I could do that is the kind of thing.
Telling you.
And that is where we mindset have to be. Now I just tell people everybody can be farmer, but I just advocate for everybody doing something with your hand.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That is, it might be a main thing, but you must do something with your hand.
Yeah.
Because that's
Yes.
critical.
So
We had 3 books. I just want to say it on the live because I know the chat might thing, right? 3 books that Omari had suggested me because I asked him, I said, "Bros, I had to go to university to learn this out. I don't want to go to university to learn that, but he gave me 3 books, right? The first one is Rituals of Power and Rebellion, the Carnival Tradition in Trinidad and Tobago, 1763. Whoa, to 1962 by Hollis Liverpool. Dr. Hollis Liverpool. Chalk dust, right?
Yeah.
The second one is the Trinidad Carnival, a mandate for a national theatre. I don't know who that one written
That
by.
is by Errol Hill. That is a hard one to get. You got to look for that on the net second hand and thing. That is
Right.
that
But I
should
see it
come
on
back in-
Amazon.
that should come back in publication
Yeah.
because that is a critical book.
Yeah, that one is $95. And then the last one is One Day Kongote by Merle Hodge.
No, that is a novel,
Right.
by Merle Hodge. But Merle Hodge is a brilliant
boy,
writer because she
God.
bring in that novel, it have so many things that you will draw from and learn and as well as enjoy the story
Yeah.
of the right. But it's an important book I find because it captures a lot of what went before and what went into, and it have plenty more. I just give that as a kind of snapshot.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, reading is key and critical. Right? I know we like to watch things,
Yeah.
and watching things good too.
Right.
But reading does give you a kind of visceral understanding of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and those books, all of the books, like Chocolate book is a big book, but the chapters. So you don't have to read it in order. Then you could look for a chapter
That you like.
that
That resonate with you. Yeah.
and go and read it.
yeah.
Right. Another important book is a book called Guinea's Other Son. Guinea, as in the name of they used to call Africa before, right? Guinea. Guinea's Other Son by Maureen Warner Lewis. That book is a boss piece of book because she make all the connections between African retention
a
in
historian.
Trinidad. Yeah. And what she do is she was interviewing people who had knowledge of slavery because she was researching a book in the 60s, right? So she might have been interviewing people in the 80s and think who grandmother might have been in enslavement.
Just come out of
Yeah, so plenty of the is thing that eyewitness business, and then she also that book opened my eyes to the fact that there were a set of Africans who arrived in Trinidad that never went through slavery,
Yeah.
right? And that's something we don't talk about enough because it helps us understand how our retention is so strong in Trinidad.
Right.
Like the place
Right.
in Belmont I tell you about.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And so they that book, and she also links it back to Calypso, and so Guinea's Other Sons is a critical book as well. That really helps us to understand our power in this space.
Guinea's Other Sons, right?
Guinea's Other Sons, yeah.
The
SUN, eh?
Oh, Sons.
Yes.
sorry. You have look Mondays I don't pose it right. You these books and them like you could like walk in one of we bookstores here and
Some of them.
Some of them, yeah.
So like if you want to look for them kind of book locally, there's a bookstore in Tunapuna called Blue Edition. Blue Edition does have a lot of them kind of books.
Go about that to them.
Guys, gosh, what street that is, boy? I forget. But if you type in Blue Edition,
All right, okay.
On Google. On Google Maps.
yeah,
You go find it.
Blue Edition, run by Roy Gibbons, who is a critical.
Well, you say how everything has come full circle. You say convoy, right? The first time I ever hear that word was from Roy Gibbons.
Right. So that's his bookstore.
Right.
Him and his wife. And they inside there you just get some serious books. And if you do have it, they could order it for you and thing too. So like I mean my library not easy. My I don't run with my library is a serious library for me, and I collecting since I was 17.
Right.
Right? Because for me, knowledge is important. You could only take advantage of it if you don't know. Yeah?
Facts.
You could only take advantage of it if you don't know. And I always tell people, for me, these things propel me forward. You know what I mean? People just wonder, well, you are a musician, what you doing? Teach, lecturing and things. Because for me, education was critical, and not necessarily formal education. Remember when you asked me if you need to go, I say no, you don't need to go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I just lecture in a university, right? If that is your thing and you like university, fine. But it doesn't mean that knowledge should be cloistered inside of it.
Right.
A university, I just tell people, a man with a PhD, all I mean is he know real plenty about one thing. Right? And I say that as somebody who is doing a PhD. Right? And not to discount it or anything, but don't feel that because a man have a doctorate that he any more intelligent than you.
Than you, yeah.
Right? Or you have a degree any more intelligent than you. That don't mean nothing. And I going through the system, I just teaching the system, I am a master, everything. But that I see men just kind of pump up themselves for that. I don't pump it, I don't mean nothing. Right? Right? There are men who out there who never see the inside of no university that have.
Take this question, Does Mr. Ashby do educational sessions? We would love to have him do one after our school program. This is one of our former guests. He and his wife have a holistic school, plus he's a coach, football coach.
Yeah, I ain't afraid that. It's not something I just do, but I ain't afraid that. I will do it.
Yeah.
Well, we go all in contact with each other, man.
Yeah, don't
Right?
frighten.
Kyle Grant say, I was wondering how IFA in its original form was preserved in Trinidad. Having Africans who were not slaves residing here explains how the tradition survived.
Yeah. And that happened because the slave trade was abolished before enslavement. And so when the English catch you on the sea with enslaved people,
They used to bring them on.
used to bring them, and they bring them to certain places. And here where the places are, right? They used to bring them to either Sierra Leone back in Africa, right, Freetown, Brazil, or Cuba and Trinidad. And if you look at them three places, you will find that the Orisha energies and the Ifa energy is strong in those places, because a lot of the thing and Trinidad, it is powerful. There are people who come, Ifa people who come to Trinidad,
Can't believe.
and cannot understand how certain things seem to be more pure than what them have, right? Because of that.
I actually hear people talk about that now.
Yeah, because it is because of that free African population.
But as Kyle say, I never even studied like that now.
Yeah.
All we know is that I've heard since I became a Orisha devotee, you hear people say it remain real strong here, real pure and thing here now, but that make real sense as Kyle say.
Yeah.
That people who come here not having to
go
go some of
through,
we remember some of we elders supposedly hide the tradition in Roman Catholicism, right? But then I had them that come
actively separate tribes and things. Them didn't get separated.
Them didn't have to do that now. So if
language
20 only come, and 20 only is Ifa devotees or Orisha devotees.
The whole thing. They had their own place. They built up the thing. And in Guinea's other sons, you will hear the kind of household and how it used to be decorated and how the thing and all the memories that it is absolutely a mind-blowing book, right? And for me, it kind of that gave me a whole new, because you know I'm an older guy, so sometimes it is kind of you're fighting so long, you kind of run out of steam. And a couple of years ago, maybe I come across a book in 2014 or something, so that gave me a whole next win.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, some gas.
So it just kind of pumped me up and I go on again.
Right.
And them things important. It's important to know, right? Because we could operate from a position and knowledge. And I always tell everyone, it when you're rooted, right? I tell people when you see I walk out into the world wherever I go, I just walk as a boss. I understand who I am. Nobody can shake me.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I'm rooted.
Yeah.
Yeah? And
I
that
feel
don't come
that,
just so.
I feel that.
Yeah, I feel it too.
Because I tell them that and say, they not no gimmick, you know.
Yeah.
If it was a gimmick, as you were saying earlier, I'd do something else by now.
By now. Because it's an easier ways to make money.
Of course.
It's an easier ways to make money.
But when I tell you, I is an African, I ain't just saying that alone, even though that is all they hearing. It means so much more.
Yeah.
You know, but as we wrap up because the time there.
A man say brain full today, yes?
Yeah. I personally, I want to continue a little bit.
Yeah.
The next available time that you are time.
Yeah, we go talk.
Right?
man.
We go discuss
go
and
make
see when
time
you
for
are
this.
thing. Because it still have parts of this that we ain't really touch
Yeah.
based on it now.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that I want we to speak on again is what we consider value for money in the carnival.
Right.
And who getting that money and who we giving that money. Who is satisfied and comfortable paying the what we consider value to.
Two, yeah.
Right?
Another thing I want you to touch on the next time is for people to have an understanding that no government is funding Carnival. The government is making an investment in Carnival. And unless we understand that, the difference between funding, because and them themselves don't understand it,
Yeah.
They talk about funding Carnival, but when they investing in petroleum and thing, they don't talk about funding petroleum, right?
No,
They
they
invest.
invested in it.
Boy.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, next one. We leaving that right there. I love that.
All right.
Yeah. So everybody, you know, as always said earlier, 2 words is action words: love and support. We had to live in love, but love is an action word. We had to support one another, but support is an action word.
Yes,
right?
sir.
So be safe out there. Have a good one, Omari.
Yes, I.
Thank you, my brother. Always
man.
a pleasure,
Respect
boy.
every
Yeah,
time.
Right? Everybody who locked on all the blessings, be safe, more life and good health.
Yeah, well, let's take in one more from the Kindred there.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, girl, what's going on here? She had the one I desire. I said she hotter than fire. Talking about fire. ride easy and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. Musket a man, girl, make it be me. Would if I would, I would if I could. She body good, she body good, she body good.
Sister was fine, fine, fine. She blow me mine, mine, mine. One of a kind, kind. She even me a week like a 7. She have me total. You know I can get her. She hotter than fire. She hotter than fire. She hotter than fire. Hot like some more pepper. She hotter than fire. She hotter than fire. She hotter than fire. Hot like some more pepper.
Fire now. I said I got to have fire now.